Hola good people, it's your man DJ Wolf D here. It's early September 2018 and just last month, a few weeks ago, a brand new product hit the market for the motorcycle riding community, alright? I have that product here right now. I'm about to unbox it and over the next few days, I'm going to be testing this baby out, alright? So what exactly is it? It's the Feher ACH-1 motorcycle helmet. ACH standing for air conditioned helmet. So yep, it's the world's first commercially available air conditioned motorcycle helmet with its own self-contained integrated air conditioner. Now, some of you may be questioning that term world's first, and some of you motorcycle gear historians out there may remember about 30 years ago, from 1987 to 1988, AGV released a helmet called the Tech 7. Now this was marketed as an air-conditioned helmet. It actually could cool the helmet and it could also heat the helmet. But it wasn't actually air conditioning as we know air conditioning technology to be. So let's take your basic air conditioner that you would put into your window to cool a room. What it's doing is drawing in the hot air, running it through a filter, converting it to cool air, and then fanning it back out into the room to cool it off. In that conversion process of turning it from warm air to cool air, that creates heat. So the AC blows that heat out the back of the air conditioner outside. Now the AGV Tech 7, the way that worked was it had some type of plate that went over the top of the helmet, and through the technology that they created, it would actually cool the internal surface of the helmet itself. Or once again, it could also heat the internal surface. So it wasn't actual air conditioning technology. That's why Feher helmets can make the claim that they are the world's first commercially available motorcycle helmet with its own integrated air conditioner. And by the way, I got all that information about the AGV Tech 7 helmet from Lemmy over at RevZilla.com. He's got a great article on that helmet. I actually posted up the link to it down below in the description. Lemmy's got a ton of great articles over there on RevZilla.com. I highly suggest you check them out. Hopefully we still have a lot of people who like to read as opposed to just watching videos. All right, let's see what we got in the box. Woo-hoo! All right, and here we have it, the ACH-1 motorcycle helmet. We can clearly see the air conditioning unit in the back of the helmet. And you can see from the sticker it is DOT certified. Go ahead and peel this baby off. So along with the standard helmet bag here, this baby comes with a nice thick quality single strap backpack. All right, let's set the bags to the side. Installation and user guide. Battery harness, positive and negative, and the coiled cable with the power switch. So this is a very simple setup. This cable connects to the battery of your bike, and it's just like a quick connect harness from a Battery Tender Jr. You connect this to your battery and you just leave it there underneath the seat. The helmet has a built-in cable, so you just connect the cable with the power switch, and whenever you want to use the helmet, you just lift up your seat, grab this cable, and connect the two. So very simple. I'm 6'1", and right now I'm letting the entire cord dangle to the floor. So this is like 6 feet of cord, way more than you would need in terms of being comfortably tethered to your bike. If you don't want to be tethered to the battery of your bike, on the FeherHelmets.com website, it says you can use a 12-volt portable battery pack. Make sure it's 12 volts, cannot be any more than 12 volts. So instead of connecting to your bike's battery, you could just connect to the portable battery pack, put that in your pocket, put it in a backpack, whatever you want to do. Oh, also very important, I noticed in the YouTube comment section underneath the promotional video for the helmet, a lot of people were asking the exact same questions over and over. How much is it? How much does it weigh? The answers to all these questions were actually already right there on the website, FeherHelmets.com, either on the home page or in the frequently asked questions, but I'll run them off. So a lot of people were asking, how much is the helmet? Because it doesn't say it in the promotional video. The regular price for the helmet is $599. But because they just launched it in August of 2018, they have a special promotional price for the kickoff. They're taking $50 off for this very first batch of the helmet. So it actually only costs $549 right now. Another very important question, the weight. How much does it weigh? In people's minds, they're thinking an air conditioner like the big heavy ones that you put in your window in your house. Nah. This helmet weighs 1,450 grams, which equals 3.1 pounds. Now, my regular everyday riding helmet is a modular helmet, and this baby weighs 3.8 pounds without any extra tech in it. When it gets too hot for my modular helmet, I wear my open face helmet, and this baby is 3.2 pounds. 3.8 pounds, 3.2 pounds, and 3.1 pounds with an integrated air conditioner in it. So for anyone who's concerned about extra weight, it's not an issue. The Feher ACH-1 helmet is not designed to give you an ice cream headache or create a cool environment around your face like when riding in a car. It is designed to reduce the interior temperature around your skull during hot rides compared to using a traditional helmet. So what I take away from that is that it's not designed to blow a blast of cool air into the helmet. It's simply designed to stop the temperature from raising within the helmet. And in regards to the temperature, I'll keep reading. That temperature variance will be more significant in higher temperatures and can be up to 10 to 15 degrees cooler. Keeping your head cooler will make your body feel less impacted by the heat and make for a more comfortable ride in hot conditions than riding with your regular helmet. So there's also a picture display here showing that if the temperature is 90 degrees outside, the ambient temperature, it's saying under your helmet, it'll feel like 80 degrees. Then it says if the temperature is 99 degrees, it ought to feel like 84 degrees under your helmet. If the temperature is 102 degrees, it says it should feel like 87 degrees underneath your helmet. So that's that 10 to 15 degree variance that it's talking about. So the hotter that it is outside, the cooler it should feel underneath the helmet, down to about 15 degrees cooler. So of course, the ultimate question will be, does this thing actually work? Let's go hook this baby up to the bike. All right, so I'm about to do a little bit of Piaggio MP3 cruising. Let's go ahead and get the battery harness connected and hook this baby up. And once again, this is just like the quick connect harness from a battery tender junior, basically. The instructions say connect the positive first, then connect the negative. So very simple hookup there. That then connects to the coiled cable that has the power switch on it. The center is off, the 1 is fan only, and the 2 is the AC. And of course, that connects to the helmet itself. And there we go, we are connected. Let's see, I don't have the bike on right now, of course, but let's just see if we get... All right, we are on. I don't know if you can hear that. I feel like the exhaust coming out. Put my hand, man, I wish I had a cameraman right now. Sorry about this, but I have my hand underneath the helmet, just trying to see if I can feel the airflow. And you can just barely feel it. It's not powerful at all. It's just like a subtle something, but yeah, you can feel it. It's very subtle, but you can feel it. And I just put my battery cover back on, and to connect and disconnect is as simple as that. That's it. So this is all that you will have underneath the seat. Being tethered to the battery is no big deal. And once again, for those of you who may be concerned about being tethered to your bike, once you stop and you're ready to get off, just turn the power off and simply disconnect. That's it. And if you hop off the bike and forget to disconnect the cable, well, the part underneath the seat isn't going anywhere. And if you start to walk away, it just pops out. So open up the seat, tuck this part away, and that's it. All right, it's time for me to put this bad boy on and actually see how it feels on my head. So I tucked in some of the excess cable. I figured this was a good length. We've got the coil capability here, power button right here. I don't feel restrained in any way in terms of the cable, so it's time to go ride and test this baby out. Hola, good people. I am back. I'm back after testing this baby out with a good 3 days of riding, and it's time for my hands-on review. So, before I tell you about my 3 days of riding, let's just cut to the chase. Does this thing work? Does it actually work as advertised, or is the whole air-conditioned helmet thing just some type of marketing scam? So, I'm here to tell you the Feher ACH-1 air-conditioned motorcycle helmet works exactly as advertised. Yes, hell yes, this thing works. So check it out. I tested it out on 3 different days with 3 different temperature ratings. So unfortunately, day number 1, that day was a bust. It simply didn't get hot enough. We only had a high of 89 degrees here, and 89 degrees here is great riding weather. The humidity levels are crazy low, so with 89 degree temperatures, like that is the type of weather where you want to just ride, lift up your visor, and you're going to catch a nice cool breeze. So that day, wearing this helmet, like I couldn't really tell any major difference between this and my regular riding helmet because, like I said, 89 degrees is good riding weather. The other 2 days, one day we were scheduled for a high of about 100 degrees here, but I still wanted a much better testing gauge. You know, the type of temperatures that I normally absolutely would not ride in because it's just way too hot. So I knew that if I kept riding east, the temperatures would be way hotter. So I pulled up the weather app, good old Palm Springs, where they had that high of 122 degrees last year. They had 3 back-to-back days that were like perfect to test this baby out. One day, high of 108. Next day was scheduled for a high of about 110, 111. And the third day was scheduled for a high of about 117 degrees. I unfortunately knew I couldn't make it on the day where they were scheduled for a high of 117, but I was able to make it on the day that they had scheduled for 111 degrees. That's the important day because when I hopped on my bike to head out to Palm Springs, it was already about 100 degrees here. So we're starting out in triple digits and it's just gonna get hotter from there. So put the helmet on, my head instantly feels like it's in a sauna. I start riding, a few minutes in, I'm like, man, I know this thing is on, I can hear it, I can barely feel a little something, but it's just not happening. I'm feeling super skeptical. So 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by. By the time I hit 15 to 20 minutes, that was like the game-changing moment for me. Good 20 minutes in, I'm like, oh, I'm driving east. I know that the temperature is getting hotter the further east that I ride, but I no longer feel like a human sweat box. The sweat that is normally covering my head and dripping down all the sides in front of my face is not there. It doesn't feel cold or even cool. It just doesn't feel excessively hot anymore. It feels drier because I'm not sweating like I normally do. The only part of my head where I could still feel like beads of sweat was like right here above my eyebrows. So I'm guessing that the airflow and the circulation is probably just not reaching up there well. That is like the furthest part away from the AC. Other than that, all of this that's usually just constantly sweating and just wet, that was gone. My cheeks still felt a little bit warm just from, the cushions on both sides. But the major part, all of this feeling like a sauna and just wet and hot and sweaty, all that was gone. It took me about an hour to get to Palm Springs. By the time I got there, they were around 110 degrees. I rode around town for about 15 minutes or so. Then I stopped, went into a gas station just to get a bottle of water. When I came out and was ready to leave again, I looked at my weather app. It said it was 111 degrees. So I put my helmet back on, and of course, I'm like back at stage 1. It feels way worse now because when I started out in Ontario, it was 100. So of course, that initial moment of putting the helmet back on is like, oh, I'm back in the frying pan. I start the bike up and I start to make my way back home. Another 1 hour drive. Now this time I was like really watching the clock to see, all right, how long is it gonna take before I get that feeling again where I know it doesn't feel as hot, where I know I'm not sweating like that anymore. And yeah, about 15 minutes. Took me about 15 minutes for all this to calm down. So yeah, right around that 15-minute mark, that was once again the confirmation that yes, I can wear this on these ridiculously extreme hot temperature days and I can actually feel comfortable. I could never tolerate 111 degrees with my regular helmets on. Never. So who do I think this helmet is for? I think the only people that would be interested in this helmet are people who are in extreme climates of heat. The type of heat that will make you stop riding your bike because it's so hot. So if you live in one of those areas where it gets so hot that you simply stop riding your bike because you can't take the heat, that's who this helmet was made for. If you never get into that scenario where you never feel that it's too hot to ride your bike, if that's the type of climate that you're in and your body can take the heat from whatever climate that you're in, then yeah, you absolutely don't need this helmet. It's not for you. So I would say specifically for those people who are living in extreme heat conditions. Central or Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, those 115, 120 degree temperatures, all right? That's who this helmet is for. Not for the folks who live in more so normal, non-extreme heat regions. And finally, does the world need an air-conditioned motorcycle helmet? No one needs an air-conditioned helmet in the same way that no one needs air conditioning in their cars. Do you have air conditioning in your car? Do you use it? If so, why? Because you don't need to turn on the air conditioning to drive from point A to point B, right? There's a reason why you use it. You like to be comfortable. You don't have to use it, but you do because it makes you physically feel better. The same reasoning that someone would want to be comfortable in their car with their AC is the same reason why someone would want to be comfortable riding their bike with AC. No difference at all. So if you are one of the people who thinks an air-conditioned motorcycle helmet is a ridiculous, over-the-top idea, then stop it with the ridiculous idea of turning the AC on in your car.